Umar Ahmed, IFL TV, MTK Global, joined by Frank Warren. Two huge announcements today. Let's start with Tyson Fury. How did this deal with ESPN and Top Rank come about?
How did it come about? Well, we had some approaches made, and eventually we had a sit down between all the parties with Top Rank, ESPN, MTK and myself, and we ironed out a deal.
Good news. ESPN obviously huge in America. I think the biggest sports platform in America.
They're the biggest platform out there, and it's for Tyson, it's a great opportunity. They've got over 3 million subscribers, as you say, they're the biggest out there, and it's a big game changer for Tyson. It gives him a lot of muscle at the table now as far as any negotiations are concerned with big fights.
You mentioned Tyson isn't sure yet whether his next fight will be in America or not. Could be here. Any news on that?
None at all. We only announced it today, and we're not even talked about opponents, to be quite honest, and we're functioning still on trying to get this Wilder fight done. So we'll resume negotiations on that, see where we get with it, and then see what can happen.
Is the delay in announcement really been the Top Rank deal and the ESPN deal with Tyson?
Well, all negotiations stopped whilst we were since we agreed terms, because we was waiting to get the announcement done, and that's really what's happened. So there weren't any negotiations the last few days. It took all the parties who I mentioned a long time and a lot of hard work to get it over the line, and then the lawyers had to get the contract sorted out. So it's taken quite a bit of time, but we got there at the end.
Now that deal with ESPN and Top Rank's been done, when do you realistically see Wilder Fury being announced?
I don't know yet. It depends if we can do the deal. So let's see if we can do the deal first of all. Because as I say, no one's spoken for over a week. So today we'll have some chats and see where we go with it. Okay.
Let's move on to Billy Joe, moving up to 168. Obviously, he was mandatory for his old belt against Andrade. What happened with that?
He's moved up to super middleweight. So he's fighting now for the vacant title, and it's a big opportunity for him to become a two-weight world champion.
Obviously, the split reversed because Billy Joe was the challenger. Did that play a part in him moving up to 168?
Not really. It's just an opportunity, and the fact of the matter is that's where all the big fighters, the big names are going now, aren't they? They're all moving up to that weight, and you've got a big fight on this weekend between Eubanks and DeGALE.
Who's your money on, Frank?
Well, it depends what DeGALE shows up. If it's the one who showed up against Truax when he fought on my show, then I think he'll get beat. If he can get himself back to where he, hopefully he can be, then I think he can win the fight. He's got a better jab, and the jab's a key to fighting Eubanks, and he's also got good footwork. But we will see if he's still got it. That's for me the intriguing part of the fight. But him, James DeGALE at his best, I think would beat him. Whether he can be at his best, I don't know. But the winner of that could fight Bill.
You announced a date and a location for Billy Joe, April 13th at Wembley.
That's correct. Yeah, big fight at Wembley on the 13th. People have been talking about that for ages.
Naturally, you mentioned the likes of DeGALE, Eubank, Callum Smith. There must have been some thinking behind that in moving up to 168 as well for Billy.
Well, it was part of it, but Callum Smith's there as well. It's another great fight that hopefully could be made. Who knows? We'll just work on all these things and see what we can do. You
said on stage there that Canelo will never fight Billy Joe. You firmly believe that?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I'm convinced he won't fight him after that performance he put in against Lemieux out there. I think he scared him off.
Okay, but potentially there's of course space for Billy Joe to move down to 160 again.
Well, if he wants to win, if he can get down in weight, then it's something we could do.
Well, I guess it would take Canelo or Golovkin really to get him back down there.
Well, it will be if they go back down there. If he goes back down, who knows what Canelo's going to do? Is he going to,
True.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, it's early days. He's got to win the title first on the 13th. So let's get in that position. Then we'll have hopefully have some options and some decisions to make.
Just lastly, I want to touch upon something. Joshua's last fight against Povetkin, he put out a poll saying which fight do you want to see next. Wilder, Fury, and White were in the poll. Obviously, his next fight has been announced. It's none of them. What do you make of it?
That's their choice, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to leave any money on the table for anybody. That's where you wind up, and that's what they've decided. They're off to New York. Dylan White, I think, must feel quite aggrieved that he's not got the fight. He thought he was getting the next fight, but it's just not happening for him. So that's their business. All we're interested at the moment is Tyson Fury in the heavyweight division.
Just the last one. Just the last one on Tyson. How many times do you think he'll be out this year?
I'd like to see him out. He wants to be out at least 3 times, and I'd like to see that happen.
Well, that's realistic considering last year it was out like 3 times.
Well, we got him out, yeah, but it'd be a different standard. Remember, the first 2 were just sort of comeback fights and pretty easy jobs for him. So,
well, we're looking forward to the Wilder announcement. I'm sure it'll get announced soon.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, okay. Frank Warren, thank you very much for IFL.